All right, all right, all right. Can you hear me this morning? It's Friday. Happy Friday. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I'm gonna just put Happy Friday in the chat. Happy Friday in the chat. Happy Friday in the chat. Let's see if it's what I can do. All right, all right. I hear I'm good. Am I good? All right, all right. Good morning. It's Friday. All right, before we go any further, you already know. Let me play my theme song. It's Friday, y'all. We had made it through. Happy Friday, every single person on here. Before we go any further, let me say a really quick prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for allowing us to see this day. You know the needs, you know the desires of our hearts. We just ask for your continuous blessings, your peace. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. I wish I can play the song. It's Friday. Just got paid. It's Friday night. All right, all right, all right. That's exciting. You know, I told you I was born on a Friday, so I like Fridays. Cheers to Friday. All right. All right, guys, let's just get right into it. So, I'm not sure if you know who Claressa Shields is, but she's a famous boxer and she is a gold Olympic boxer. She's the real deal. I remember she's around the same age as I am. So she's probably 39, 40 years old. And I remember watching her documentary in high school. I remember being in high school looking at a documentary about her and her life. And she grew up in a very, impoverished area, really had some tough challenges. But like many, I don't think she's 29. She got to be at least 39 because I remember her in high school, Jax. But here's what I want to say. She had overcome a lot of different things to accomplish and achieve the different things that she has accomplished. And so recently, I want to read to you what's currently going on with her. And you know my motto, don't take my word for it. I'm going to show you so you don't have to believe me. You can see it for yourself. All right, if you can see it, put boxing in the chat. Put boxing in the chat. It's Friday, y'all. It's already Friday. The weekend is here. All right, if you can see me, if you can see it, let me know. All right, so Claressa Shields suspended in Michigan after positive marijuana test. She denies ever smoking. I cannot defend a lie. So pretty much it says the Michigan Unarmed Combat Commission suspended Claressa Shields from competing in the state after an oral fluid sample taken after the fight on February 2nd showed the presence of marijuana, which is banned in competition by the World Anti-Doping Agency. Also, it says, as reported by ESPN, Claressa Shields, world champion boxer, was suspended in Michigan for testing positive for marijuana earlier this month. However, Shields completely denies the claims. She took to X, which is, I guess, Twitter, saying she will be taking the matter to court and expressed that she has never smoked weed before. Now, here's what everyone's saying. First of all, the sister says, she's 29, so I guess she's 29. I guess my old ass was looking at her when she was much younger on that documentary, so I apologize about that. Thank you so much. I do not mind being corrected. That's important. So she's 29. I was under the impression that she was closer to 39. But she's done wonderful. She's done wonderful in her career. She's done wonderful for herself. And what concerns me a little bit about what is currently happening is the fact that, she just got into this love ship with rapper Papoose. And now all of a sudden, for the first time, we're seeing that she's being, denied an opportunity because of marijuana. Now, you already know, you all, I don't give a damn about this system and marijuana. They play big games as it relates to marijuana. 1 minute you can smoke the weed as much as you want to. The next minute, all of a sudden, it's a problem. 1 minute the weed is okay. The next minute it's not. So for me, I don't smoke marijuana, but I'm not here to condemn people who do. But most athletes, and I believe she is in the category of most professional, high thinking athletes. They do not go around making poor decisions with their bodies. Most athletes, especially those on her level, they understand the magnitude of smoking or any kind of substance, inhaling or taking it to their bodies. So they typically have a great discipline associated when it comes to, I believe, marijuana or any other substance. Now, some people in the comment section were saying that it's very, very possible that, of course, she could be, getting contact. If you hanging out with, your new boo and he smokes and you around everybody who's smoking, of course, you can also have contact behind that. I am no scientist. I do not know. But what I do know is, when I look at her, when I look at Sha'Carri Richardson, who made a phenomenal comeback, they told this girl no, and she told them, "You all will remember my name." So I don't like these systems, this constant in and out of when weed is appropriate and when it's not. That's number one. But number two, I think that this is telling about her relationship with Papoose potentially. And I say that because you've never had this circumstance be the case for you before. It's not until you get into this relationship with this man that, all of a sudden you have to defend not smoking weed. So my question is, is it the relationship? Is it just what it is right now? I'm not really sure. I would like for your thoughts on this. But yeah, she says that she's going to take it to court. We will see, of course. A lot of times it's not worth it. You take another test, you have another fight and you're back at it. But she will continue to do well because she's good at what she does. All right, let's just say that Donald Trump is trumping. Donald Trump is trumping so crazy right now. Let me show you what's currently happening at the People's White House. Let me just show you currently. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. This man.
Black History Month. How are you, darling? Today we pay tribute to the generations of Black legends, champions, warriors, and patriots who helped drive our country forward to greatness. And you really are great. You're great people. What a great, nice group of... I have some people in front of me every once in a while with all the problems that are caused all over the world. They're not nice. They're not nice. And but we're making them nice. I can tell you that, and we're making them nice.
Hey, it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here with you, Mr. President, and to be on the road here with all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Tiger. And I want to thank all of you very much for being here. Welcome to the White House, and we proudly celebrate Black.
Kodak Black gets the invitation to the White House.
We will honor hundreds of our greatest Americans to ever live, including countless Black Americans, icons. The garden will predominantly feature incredible women like Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Billie Holiday, Aretha Franklin, and Coretta Scott King. And I will showcase extraordinary. It will be something very extraordinary. It's going to be producing, we're going to produce some of the most beautiful works of art in the form of a statue for men like Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, Jackie Robinson, what a great athlete that was, Martin Luther King Jr., Muhammad Ali, he's not a bad athlete. What do you think, Muhammad? Not too bad. And the late Kobe Bryant. People love Kobe Bryant. We'll honor hundreds of.
Okay. Do you all hear this man? He says, number one, anything with Harriet Tubman on there, I'm a fan. I am a fan of Harriet Tubman. Anybody say Harriet Tubman name, I'm right there. Like whatever you want to give, whatever you want to do in honor of Harriet Tubman, I'm for it. That's just number one. But Donald Trump has a very interesting way of not giving a damn, you know? So number one, he, like many other, so the conversation has been all of Donald Trump's Black conservatives visiting the White House. And I pretty much take on a very neutral thought process behind it. I believe, now you may not agree with me, but I believe this right here. If a person can be in support of the Democrats, then a person can also be in support of Republicans. If a person can be in support of Republicans, then they can be liberals. It don't matter, okay? I'm not going to, go back and forth with a lot of people in that place. People have whatever political stance that they want to have. I personally believe Black people have the ability to think for themselves when they are thinking for themselves. That's number one. Number two, I don't see how people get excited behind Trump because, no matter what he is or isn't, I still don't believe that he holds the cultural capacity, the intellectual and emotional capacity to start doing some of the things that's required that reaches every demographic. Okay? So here's what I want you to know too. This person, I just saw a video recently where he said, I just learned how to say the word groceries. This was during his campaign. And because he just learned how to say the word groceries, he literally had never been responsible for groceries before. He's been a millionaire his entire life, which may consist of never having to get groceries. He genuinely have probably never been responsible for going to the grocery store and getting eggs and getting milk and getting cereal. Of course not. If you grew up with a chef, if you grew up with a driver, if you grew up with a private plane from birth, those things are disconnected from you. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, why do so many people feel so connected to a person who just learned how to use the word groceries? How do so many people feel connected to a person who has never been to the grocery store a day in his life? He may have owned one or two or 100 or been responsible for, the land surrounding hotels and, casinos, but groceries is foreign to him. So all that to say, I want you all to understand that this is a crazy game that they play. Having Tiger Woods come, hey guys, you already know, Tiger Woods being, in alignment or any kind of association with Trump, it's not unheard of, right? So I want you to see, because I know some of you all are similar to me. You all are in the space and you're wondering like, okay, you're constantly doing what you have to do to achieve what you need to achieve, to get to where you want to get to. And then you see things like this and you realize that this country is playing a big old game, a big game, and you're just watching. And the reason that I say this is because people invited rappers and things to, Obama invited rappers to the White House. This is not an uncommon thing to have a Kodak Black or someone to the White House. He actually got Kodak Black out of jail, I think, a time or two, which is one of the reasons that, he's constantly, and his team supports Donald Trump, But Kodak Black was just recently in Miami, in the street, high, eating chicken like this was his last day on earth. So when I think about the sense of entertainment that is consistently associated with politics, it really just makes me scratch my head so much, because we have so many valuable people in this realm of the universe. And I'm talking about economics, I'm talking about education, I'm talking about architectures, I'm talking about logistics, I'm talking about people who have the power mentally and the educational background to transform ghettos all over America. And they don't get an invite to the White House. They don't get a conversation with the president. And we are partially responsible, because when Ice Cube and the doctor that he worked with came together and said, well, I have a plan that can work for Black people, and all I need is, the president of such and such of the United States to have a conversation with me. We beat Ice Cube up to the bone and said, who told you you could be a liaison for us? But now look at your liaison. Your liaison is a former crackhead. Your liaison is absolutely nobody. You have no liaison. So my question is, why do Black people in general, and I'm going to stop soon on this because I know I could be beating a dead horse, but why do we believe that our needs can only be met through one specific party? I believe that the agenda and the objective of the Black community should not change, no matter who is in office. Your desire, your plan for yourself does not alter. That means that, hey, the same expectations you had for Kamala, the same expectations you had for Trump, you can keep them. It don't matter, because what you want don't shift. Hey, I wanted to do X, Y, and Z. If she's not going to do it, is he going to do it? Oh, he's not going to do it. Who's going to do it? But we, for some reason, that's what I wanted to say. Also, Donald Trump saying that Harriet Tubman is going to get a statue. I want Harriet Tubman to have more than a statue. I've had a whole segment that I've done on Harriet Tubman, and I'll find a way. You guys should follow me on social media, because sometimes I post things there. But you know what? I didn't even do my segment today. You guys, I'm talking, but don't forget that this is brought to you by flynubianmoney.com. If you want to get your mind up, text Queens to 87948. If you want to get your money up, visit flynubianmoney.com. Also, if you want to keep up with Madam President personally, text Madam to 87948. Again, text Madam to 87948. Somebody said, can you please explain how the so-called game works? Let me just tell you, I heard this man say this once, and it stuck with me forever. He said this: the game could be rigged, but you still gotta play it. It don't matter. The game could be rigged, but you still gotta play it. All right? So I want you all to always keep that in mind. I don't give a damn. You cannot lay down to, how you feel. No matter what you think, you got to show up and you got to put forth the major effort that's required to get yourself to what you are trying to accomplish and achieve for you and your family. Okay? I mean, that's exactly what it is. And we can go into further details. It takes, we want to dissect centuries of behavior, and it's not going to happen in 30 minutes. But before I close this out really quickly about the Harriet Tubman thing, Harriet Tubman was a woman who was outrageously courageous about freedom. Statues don't do nothing for a woman of that nature. Holidays do nothing for a woman of that nature. Harriet Tubman, she wanted freedom. And what that means is she wanted freedom by any means necessary. That means that what she wants is for Black people to not have the highest numbers in the prison system. You know, she wants us to have all the financial equity that we can have access to. What she wants is for us to be able to have the educational system that is going to continuously elevate our children and elevate anyone who's a part of it. You know, freedom is, you know, they say it's like beauty, it's in the eye of the beholder. But no, let me tell you what freedom looks like. Freedom is substantial, it's tangible. You know, it's not the stress that you take on sometimes as being a Black person in America. There is a sense of freedom, and I think everybody should have it. And a lot of times we get on this hamster wheel, we get on a political hamster wheel, and that political hamster wheel is not, it's not going to do the justice that we think it will. Because like I told you before, it continuously take one person and leave out 100. It takes another person and leave out 1,000. It takes another one person and leave out 1,000,000. So no. All that to say, I want to move on as we continue to be in Black History Month. Don't forget, this is the Madam President Morning Show. We do this every Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I will have more guests on the show, ladies and gentlemen. I will have more guests on the show. That's going to come, okay? I'm trying to get people scheduled, trying to get everybody on the same page at the same time. Sometimes can be very challenging, but just know that you won't have to hear from me every single day. We will get this into a very conversational space really soon. And if you know of anybody should be a guest on the show, you know, let me know. That's also, you know, important. Just let me know. Reach out to me. Let me know. Also, I wanted to read the story here. Hattie McDaniel. This is a historical. Sorry, guys. I got a couple things in the background that's stopping me. But this is a historical, famous woman. And I saw this picture about Hattie McDaniel. And I wanted to share some things with you about Hattie McDaniel. So Hattie McDaniel made history in 1940. As the first Black person to win an Academy Award for her role as Mammy in Gone with the Wind. Despite facing racism and segregation in Hollywood, she paved the way for future actors in the film industry. Her legacy endures as a trailblazer who broke barriers to Black performers in entertainment. So let me tell you that Black enterprise, they so lazy, it's pissing me off, because you want to know the real story about Hattie McDaniel. Let me sit up straight so you all can understand when I say this. Hattie McDaniel was the one who did everything that white people asked her to do. She knew that she was going to win the Oscar. They told her, they said, Hattie, when you win the Oscar, you need to say this and this only. She looked at them. She said, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. She received the Oscar. She thanked the Academy. She thanked the people that they said that she should thank. And she went on with her evening, okay? There was a Black man, educated Black man, a part of the NAACP, who got Hattie McDaniel banned from TV. So here's what he said. He was a almost white passing Black man, okay? He began to talk about the role of the mammy. He started telling them, it's time for us to get away from the role of the mammy. This image of this woman is not a healthy dynamic. Now listen, it's not that he was wrong for his philosophy, because there are more images than just that one particular image. But you can't destroy and beat down a woman because that is her image, okay? So once he told them, you know, we got to get rid of this mammy role. She's not doing anything but, you know, she's not doing anything but making Black people, taking us back. Now, mind you, it's the 40s. He's talking to a white demographic about the image of Hattie McDaniel. So guess what they did? They banned her. They wouldn't hire her for any more movies. When they stopped hiring her for movies, guess what happened? She lost her house. She ended up catching ill. All her friends in Hollywood, they dispersed. They never hung out with her again. She had one dying wish. She said, "It is a dream of mine to be buried in the cemetery, in the Academy Cemetery with actors and actresses." They told this woman, no, the cemetery is not for Black people. Damn, you mean to tell me segregation matter even in death? I want you all to know this is the kind of industry that this woman was navigating. And although, you know, Black Enterprise, they gave a very nice, pretty, wonderful, you know, picture of her winning the Academy, but it destroyed her as well. And I just want you to know something that I personally took away from the Hattie McDaniel story is this right here. They say, why do you always feel like you're going to speak your mind? Hattie McDaniel showed me that you can do everything right and you can still get banned. You can still, you know, not achieve or do something that they consider to be okay and kick you out. So I refuse. I do not have any form of white supremacy as my standard in any form in life. And I hope you don't either. So if you want to honor Hattie McDaniel, there's a poem, I don't know it all by heart, but a woman, she talks about her grieving. She says, you know, if you want to honor me, she's talking to her loved ones. This is a woman, she's deceased, and she writes a letter to her loved ones. And she says, if you want to honor me, do not do it in tears and sorrow. Do it in laughter. Do it in truth. Do it in love. So if you want to honor Hattie McDaniel, use your voice. Don't do what people tell you to do. Do what has to be done. Stay on the side of righteousness. All weekend, y'all. I'm Madam President with a Z. You already know this is what I do every Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. This is the place you will get the real news, the bold truth, and I am 100% politically incorrect. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. I'll talk to you on Monday. I'm out. Oh, don't forget, if you want to support Madam President, feel free to go to the Freedom Company this weekend. I'm right there. This is all of my brand, all of my products. Also, my book, Matters of the Heart, is live on Amazon Prime. So if you go, Amazon Kindle, as well as hard copy as well. So you can get my book. It is available to you. And I'm very excited about that. All right, guys, have a good weekend. I'm out.